Good morning, good day, everyone. Hope everyone is doing great in the wonderful name of the Lord Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Uh, this is once again your brother, Mastolentila. This is a supernatural story. Hope that I'm going to continue to be doing the supernatural story with other people that I'm hoping to have here in the channel. Please make sure that you like and you subscribe to our channel. Also, we are also open for any donation that you want to give One Call TV network. Also, you can just look out on the description. You will find our details. The reason why I'm making this video, it is to share a testimony, but this video, it must not be used as a teaching. It is not a teaching, it's a testimony. I don't think that it qualifies to be a teaching, because I'm going to be talking about my own encounter with Jesus, which I believe that it is on a personal level. It is based on the things that I was facing on that time. Yes, it is based in that. So I do not think that it should be used as a source of inspiration. Like if you get motivated, yeah, I want it to be used like that. And also, I want to break this thing down. First of all, there are many ways that people have encountered Jesus, and many of the people who have encountered Jesus, I think 90% of them, they are not aware that they have encountered Jesus. First of all, you can encounter Jesus in your dream. You can encounter Jesus in an open vision. You can encounter Jesus in a trance. You can encounter Jesus in a physical way, like where you will see him in a relevant time, where you will see him and maybe he will talk, or sometimes he will just smile. And also you can encounter Jesus through, maybe Jesus can come to you as maybe as a person that you know. Let's say he can use your pastor maybe to deliver a certain message to you. Maybe you will find out there is a coincidence. You meet your pastor at or any brother you know. Maybe you meet that person at a store. Maybe you meet that person at ShopRite, and then that person begin to deliver something to you and begin to say something to you, and then you find out that thing, it was what you need. Maybe it can also be encounter with Jesus, you see. So I want to believe that there are many ways that Jesus can encounter you. But as for me, and for this my testimony, I want to put a disclaimer. It is personal, so it must not be used as a teaching. You see, it must not be used, but it can be used as a source of encouragement, maybe to someone who is giving up with him. Maybe this thing of Jesus is not there. You see, so I wanted to clear that I'm not teaching. I'm just testifying. You see, okay. This thing, it begins at around about after COVID, after we have opened, after we have opened. So what happened is that I had a roommate that I was staying with. So he was born again. He is still born again. So we begin to do prayers, and then we said that we can do 70 days fasting. Our 70 days was going to be like eating veg and apple and and just light things. And then we begin to do this like Monday to Friday we eat veg, and we eat our regular food on the weekend. So because we were staying together, and we begin to do these prayers, we begin to do these prayers for a long time. And there was I remember that time he was the one who always come up with testimony. Whenever we're praying, he will have something that new. Hey, maybe at school he will say that no, the Lord did this and that to me today. And then he asked one day that we should pray for his home, deliverance for his home. And then we begin to pray. We're still in this fasting of 70 days. And as we begin to pray, what happened is that there was a massive deliverance to his home, because what was after it, the breakthrough that we got is that the people in his home, they found that there was a growing mud under the bed. There was a mud. Just as we begin to do those prayers, some strange thing began to show up in the yard, and as a result, they got maybe like family deliverance like that way. So I was bothered why I do not have something is not happening to me. But I continue to pray, and then we finish our 70 days. And I also take a journey of me alone, continuing with that fasting of eating veg and apple, but on the weekend I will eat regular food. I got bothered, so I continued. I did not stop. I had one of my friends, Matala. We used to go to pray in the mountains, and then maybe every weekend we'll go in the morning and pray in the mountain. We'll go and pray in the mountain. Every Saturday we'll go and pray in the mountain, and we begin to do that as regular, like that prayer. And I felt that one day I needed to go to pray to the mountain, but on this time I was gonna go for overnight. Excuse me. I was gonna go for overnight. Then I prepared myself, and then that day it was raining. It was very, very raining. And I remember Omyumzalwan helped me for buying umbrella and a raincoat. And I went there. And then the rain was drizzling. And I began to pray for the whole night. I begin to pray and I begin to pray for the whole night. But what happened is that as I was continuing praying the whole night, I did not feel anything, but I was pushing myself to pray. And up to in the morning, it was like around 4, But I begin, because what was happening is that it was very, very cold. I remember I had put 2 jackets, but it was still very, very cold. And around 4, I was like, because when I begin to sit down, I will feel like I'm getting cold. So I need to go up and down and pray, go up and down, so that I will keep my blood flowing, and and like I will keep my energy up. And as I was doing that, sometimes I will take a rest for 5 minutes and begin to pray again. Take a rest, maybe another 20 minutes, and begin to pray again. I was doing that. I was not praying like non-stop. I was praying and reading a Bible. I was reading like from Psalm 121 and upwards, from Psalm 120 and upwards. I was reading those psalms, like I was reading them on the phone. And what happened is that, as I was said, that it was very cold in this mountain. So what happened is that as I was facing, as I was like facing where the sun will rise, but at my back I begin to feel like a warm air. Like you can say that there's a warm air. Like, have you been outside and you eventually step in maybe to a spa, and then they have open aircon there, and then meanwhile outside is very cold? It was like that experience. And like it was like there was a changing that was happening. And then as I'm praying, I was thinking, maybe no, there's maybe another maybe it's just a changing of weather. But as it continued to 4 and went to 5, and about like 5:30, and I began to see, like, I did not know how he came, but I began to see him. He was coming towards me. And as I was looking at him, it was not something like, it was not a wow, but my heart was like, I don't know, I don't say it was, I had feared, but I was on another state, which I do not know about how to explain the state that I was in. But it was also not fear, but it was not joy, but maybe I could say maybe it was gratitude, or I'm not sure. But in that state that I see him, maybe you will feel like John. Maybe it was a state of John, but as me, I was not I was not like lying down like John. But as he was coming, and the weather began to change. But the amazing thing is that he did not utter words, like he did not say, like he did not speak like this is what I want you to do, this is what he did not say that. But what happened is that he began to speak straight to my heart, and these words say, "For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory." And as I heard those words, like I was feeling like, man, there was something that was rushing in me as he was saying those words, "For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory." but he did not spoke, but he say those words direct. I don't know about how to explain this. So he say those words, and then those words were, I mean, I don't know about the exact way to explain this. You know, we know our Father, and then we know that at the end, he said, "For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever, amen." But there was something that was accompanying that verse, and maybe I can say, for argument's sake, it was power, right? And after he said, "For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory," and then he began to go away. And then but there was something that I knew that there's something that God has answered in my life, because before that time and I got like attacks, demonic attacks. You have to watch one of my video. I think you'll find it down below, where I was talking about the family thing of my family, of being mature, and how God helped me to win that war. But I feel like for those ways, when he was empowering me to fight that fight, the one that I fought, because I was fighting for the generation of my family, even the generation of my loins, even I was fighting for my children, so that my family, my whole family, will be liberated from that thing. So in conclusion, this thing, it is not this story. I do not believe that you will meet Jesus in the mountain, or maybe you have to do a certain rigorous things. Maybe you have to go to under certain strict fasting. You can do that if maybe you are being led to do it. Because me and my friend, it started as an idea. But as we begin to pray, we begin to feel like, hey, this thing is beautiful, it is nice, and then we did not stop to pray. And I also engaged with other brothers as we begin to pray in the mountain. So like there was like a presence of prayer around me that time, you see. So that is how I met Jesus. So I want to hear your story. I'm going to drop my number, so that you maybe you can do a voice note, and then I will hear your story. But we are going to be doing collaboration videos, and we also seek a support from you, because it is very hard to do these things, because we have lost our laptop, and you see, like those things. So we have to shooting a camera straight, and yeah. So we would like, if maybe any generous offer that you have, it will make a great deal for us, because I want to hear other people's stories, to tell their story, their supernatural stories with us, because I believe also that we as children of God, these are the things that are there for us, and we also need to hear them, and we also need to understand them, and we also need to experience them. Because I find out, whenever we are talking about the encounters, some people are getting cold when you talk about the encounters. Some people they don't like the concept of encounters, but these are the things of the kingdom, and then these are the things that are there for us. You can meet Jesus at any time. Just what I can say, you must be willing to see him. I think, but I was not aware that I was willing to see him. But I think that that long prayer and fasting, it prepared my heart to receive him, maybe or to see him, you see. So this video, as I said before, that it is meant for inspiration, not for teaching. It is not for teaching. I'm just here to inspire you, Bangaba. You can also have the encounter with Jesus. You see, I hope that I'm going to do another one of my story with angels, and yeah, we're gonna continue. But this supernatural story that I wish to share here are not for use. They are not for use of teaching. It's only for inspiration. I want to emphasize this because I don't want people to take this as out of context, say that ubragandila uthe wathi nakanje nakanje nakanje. If you want to encounter Jesus, I believe that you can encounter Jesus in your bed, even if you are sleeping. Jesus can come to you and wake you up. I believe that one. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Please don't forget to subscribe and follow us in this channel. We are not in Facebook, we are not in many channels, but we are just here in this channel.